We didn't have the minutes prepared in time for tonight's meeting, so we will put them off to next meeting. Councilor Cushman, abstracts?
Yeah, I'll make a motion, excuse me, I'll make a motion to approve abstract number 8, dated February 20th, 2019, and abstract number 9, dated February 27th, 2019, as presented.
Second.
Any board comments or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Passed unanimously. Thank you. Budget mods, there are none. Tonight we're going to have a public hearing on a zone change. I have proof of publication and posting. Sorry on this microphone. We have a homeowner who purchased, I think he purchased the property, Steve?
Yes, these folks purchased the property formerly where Cooper's Landing Restaurant and Bar was. Correct.
They want to knock that down and they want to build a residential home. Is that
Correct.
correct?
The building's been demolished already.
Okay, are the folks here tonight? They are. Good. I will go ahead and we have proof of publication. I'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Would anyone like to speak in favor or against granting the zone change to residential?
Hi, Matt Kadesh. We currently live on Waterview Circle in Cicero. We purchased the property from Wesley Cooper this past year, and we took the building down already, and we'd like to get the zone changed to residential so we can build a home, one single-family home on the property. That's what we're looking to do.
Any questions from the board? Would anyone else like to speak either in for or against granting a zone change? There being none, I will close the public hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll move for the adoption of a resolution determining the zone change is an unlisted action involving no permit granting authorities outside the town. The action will not have a negative impact on the environment. It does not require the completion of a draft environmental impact statement. Need a second?
Second.
Any comments on the seeker? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? We'll move for the adoption of a resolution approving the zone change application as proposed for the parcels and designations listed in the field application zone change from general commercial to residential one-family R10 for the property located at 7459 West Murray Drive, tax map number 076.01-07.0, to be known as local law number 4 of 2019.
Second.
Any board comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? We pass unanimously. Thank you. Thank you. All set.
Move the adoption of a resolution calling for a public hearing on March 13th, 2019, commencing at 6:30 p.m. local time, to consider the submission of the town's application for the 2019 Community Development Block Grant funding through Onondaga County for the Cicero Senior Center Accessibility Improvement Project, as well as amending the 5-year consolidated plan as required by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Second. Oh, I'm sorry. We did 3 seconds. Dick, I think you jumped in first. Any board comments or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? We pass unanimously. Thank you.
Bond resolution. I move for the adoption of a resolution authorizing the reconstruction and paving of roads and for the town of Cicero, Onondaga County, New York, at a maximum estimated cost of $825,000, and authorizing the issuance of $825,000 serial bonds of said town to pay the cost thereof, be it resolved by the affirmation vote of not less than 2/3 of the total voting strength of the town board of the town of Cicero, Onondaga County, New York, as follows. Section 1, reconstruction and paving of roads in and for the town of Cicero, Onondaga County, New York, including curbs, gutters, sidewalks, drainage, and costs incidental thereto, and hereby authorize a maximum estimated cost of $825,000. Section 2, it is hereby determined that the plan for the financing of the aforesaid maximum estimated cost is by the issuance of $825,000 bonds of the town, hereby authorized to be issued therefore, pursuant to the provisions of the local finance law. Section 3, it is hereby determined that the period of probable usefulness of the aforesaid class of objects or purposes is 15 years, pursuant to subdivision 20C, paragraph A of section 11-00 of the local finance law. It is hereby further determined that the maximum maturity of the bonds herein authorized will not exceed 5 years. Section 4, the faith and credit of the town of Cicero, of the said town of Cicero, Onondaga County, New York, are hereby irrevocably pledged for the payment of the principal and the interest on such bonds at the time respectively come due and payable. An annual appropriation shall be made in each sufficient to pay the principal and interest on said bonds becoming due and payable, and interest on such bonds as the same becoming due and payable. Section 5, subject to the provisions of local finance law, the power to authorize the issuance and to sell bonds, anticipated notes in anticipation of the issuance and sale of the bonds herein authorized includes renewals of such notes, is hereby delegated to the supervisor of said town, the chief fiscal officer. Such notes shall be of such terms, forms, and content, and shall be sold in such manner as may be decided by the supervisor, consistent with the provisions of the local finance law. Section 6, all other matters except as provided herein related to the bonds herein authorized include the date, denomination, maturities, and interest payment dates within the limitations prescribed herein, and the manner of execution of the same, including the consolidation of other issues, and also the ability to issue bonds with substantially level or declining annual debt service shall be determined by the supervisor, the chief fiscal officer of the town. Such bonds shall contain substantially the recital of validity cause provision for the section 52-0.00 of the local finance law, and shall otherwise be in such form and contain such recitals in addition to those required by section 51.00 of the local finance laws. The supervisor shall determine consistent with the provisions of the local finance law. Section 7, the validity of such bonds and bond anticipation notes may be consistent only if, 1, such obligations are authorized for an object or purpose for which said town is not authorized to spend money, or 2, the provision of law which should be complied with at the date of publication of this resolution are not substantially complied with, and an action, suit, or proceeding contesting such validity is commenced within 20 days after the date of such publications, or 3, such obligations are authorized in violation of the provision of the Constitution. Section 8, the resolution shall constitute a statement of official intent for purposes of Treasury Regulation, Section 1.150-2. Other than as specified in this resolution, no monies are or are reasonably expected to be reserved, allocated on a long-term basis, or otherwise set aside with respect to the permanent funding of the object or person prescribed above. Section 9, upon the resolution taking effect, the same shall be published in summary form in the official newspaper of said town designated for such purpose, together with the notice of the town clerk in substantially the form provided in section 81.00 of the local finance law. In section 10, this resolution takes effect immediately.
Second. Any board comments?
Yes. My concern, first of all, is during our budget workshops and during our public hearing, I raised a concern about financing our highway paving when in fact it's something that should have been in the budget initially. With this borrowing, which Mr. Supervisor, you stated that you're done borrowing and you're paying cash. You've said that right along during the course of your terms in office. Even though there was a $700,000 contingency put into the budget for the highway garage, yet we did not budget. And now it's going to cost, over the course of 5 years, $165,000 a year in principal, plus anywhere from $19,000 up in interest. All of that doesn't include any of the legal or any of the documentation administration to form and put this together. I am just raising a major concern that obviously we need this. Obviously, we have to take care of our roads, but the fact that we are actually going out and borrow money when we could have just budgeted is my concern. Thank you.
Let me ask you a question, Mrs. Boyke.
Yes.
What do you suggest that we have, what would you have suggested that the board had done otherwise?
As I had said in the beginning, put it in the budget. Financing, it's going to cost us another $100,000. Had we put it in the budget, it would probably cost the taxpayers $2 a piece just to put this paving back in the budget where it should have been. It was, and someone tried to be creative in financing, which put us in debt, and now we're going to go right back into debt. I just feel that if there were money, and obviously we don't even have enough money in our reserves, in the DB account, because I already checked with Shirley on that, which is my concern, should have been taken care of when budget was being put together.
I agree with you, and you had an opportunity to raise that then and recommend that we raise taxes even higher. As
I did do
recall, no, you voted against exceeding the tax cap, that's a fact, and you voted against the budget, that's a fact. So in light of that, and then at the budget hearing, when we asked about that, we talked about it, you stated publicly that you didn't understand the numbers. So, of the budget. Anyone else, any other comments?
Yeah, just briefly, I set forth my opposition to borrowing at the public hearing. There's no need to rehash that. And I'm still opposed to it, but that having been said, the figures at our highway department certainly. It's not only a quality of life issue, it's a public safety issue. And in my view, as opposed as I am to borrowing, that outweighs the considerations against borrowing. So I will be voting for this.
Thank you, John. Excuse me.
No.
I don't know how much you paid for that sound system, but you better get your money back, 'cause it doesn't work.
Thank you. And no more pleas from the speaking out attorney.
Do you want me to ignore that we can't hear, so you can't have a meeting then?
Well, can you hear now?
Yeah, if you're speaking to the mics, but it's
Okay.
been intermittent back and forth.
Cuts in and out.
Oh, it does. Okay, all right. Is this better?
Yeah, excuse me for bringing it to your attention.
No, that's fine.
Well, it didn't sound like it when you just responded to
Listen,
me.
I heard you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, start
Thank
speaking
you.
into the speaker
Okay.
like you're supposed to.
On the highway garage, we reviewed it more than once, and we know why we got into that situation. We had a public referendum. The public referendum and put the cost, or actually put the building, or the construction of the building off for a year, and added about $1.4 million to the cost of the building. There was a 40% increase in the cost of steel, and there was also an increase in the cost of labor and materials. We chose, as a board, not to borrow money to cover the cost, the additional cost that the referendum cost us. We chose to pay cash for it, and we budgeted $700,000 for next year to pay cash, and we also budgeted for 2020 another $700,000 to make up the difference and not pass that cost on unnecessarily to the taxpayers. I think you were part of those discussions. Anyone else? There being no further comments, I will call for a vote. Ms. Gosselman?
Counselor Boyke,
I will vote yes, only because it is a major issue that we have to pave our roads.
Counselor Cushman,
Yes.
Counselor Conway,
Yes.
Counselor Carr,
Yes.
and Supervisor Vineski.
Yes. Sale of previous South Bay Fire Department 8819 Cicero Center Road. I move for the adoption of resolution to approve the following resolution, which read in its entirety as follows. Whereas the town of Cicero is the owner of real property located at 8819 Cicero Center Road, which the town purchased in May 2016 from the South Bay Fire Department for the consideration in the amount of $1, with a plan to convert and use the property to house a new police station. And whereas as parcel consideration for the sale, the town and the South Bay Fire Department Incorporated entered into a right of first refusal option to purchase upon abandonment agreement, and whereas the agreement stated if the use of property were substantially discontinued by the town, the South Bay Fire Department Incorporated could repurchase the property for the sum of $1. And whereas the town of Cicero substantially purchased a different property for the police department, and the town has not substantially occupied the property, creating a constructive abandonment of the property, and whereas the town of Cicero hereby determines the property is without significant municipal value or use and has determined it is surplus and subject to the option of purchase upon abandonment, it is hereby resolved that the town of Cicero shall convey the subject property back to the South Bay Fire Department Incorporated pursuant to the terms of the agreement for consideration of the sum of $1. This resolution also authorizes the supervisor to execute any and all necessary documents to complete the transaction.
Second.
Any board comments or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? We pass unanimously. Thank you. I'll move for the adoption of resolution to approve the following resolution, and we'll read it in its entirety as follows. Whereas the Town of Cicero Board, hereinafter referred to as the Town Board, has awarded the construction of a highway facility at 6658 New York State Route 31, Town of Cicero. The award of the general construction portion of the project was to Building Innovation Group. Whereas the general contractor responded to RFP GC-03R dated 10/1/10/19, RFP GC-09 dated 1/16/20, and RFP 10 dated 1/30/19. In summary, these items include door hardware revision, deletion of overhead door 121B and main door 121A, with additional masonry material and labor to infill opening 121A. All day updates are based on clarifications and RFP prepared by MRB Group for the general contractor. Whereas the adjustment to the contract per the RFP provided is a credit of $5,717. This will be in the form of a change order. MRB Group has reviewed the cost provided by the contractor and found that it was acceptable based on the change in work required. MRB Group has prepared change order number 4 in the amount noted with the backup information. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board accept change order number 4, GC-04 to Building Innovation Group Incorporated. The town board further resolves that the supervisor is to sign change order number 4, authorizing a credit in the amount of $5,717, which will be deducted to the contract of Building Innovation Group Incorporated.
Second.
Any board comments or discussion? Don, anything you'd like to add?
No, they actually gave 3, but we only approved these 2.
There being no board comments, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? We carry unanimously. Thank you.
Move the adoption of resolution to approve $32,901.58, budget code SS1204, I don't know if there's a blank, _1997, to D.E. Tiroli for emergency sewer repairs at the following locations: 5858 New York State Route 31, adjacent to Fast Track, and 9425 Steamship Manhattan.
Second, any board comments or discussion?
Can I ask Mr. Snow a question, please? Because Steamship Manhattan is a newer development, what happened?
The Onondaga County was maintaining the lateral. They had an issue, they had a backup there, and they got their equipment caught in the line, and we had to pick it up, basically repair.
So we're paying for their repair? Yes.
Well, we have to remove their equipment somehow, so they don't provide that service. So
Maybe we could use it in the highway department.
That'd be nice.
Thank you.
Any further board comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Any abstentions? We pass unanimously. Thank you. I'll move for the adoption of resolution approving and adopting the final draft of the Town of Cicero Employee Handbook dated February 21st, 2019. A draft of the changes has been provided to the town board members. This resolution formally adopts the updates and authorizes the town to provide copies of the new handbook to all employees and to obtain receipts from all employees acknowledging their receipt, review, and understanding the rules and procedures contained therein, as well as their agreement to abide by the same.
Second.
Any board comments or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Any abstentions? We pass unanimously. Thank you.
Approve Gary Baumbach from an apprentice to a full-time motor equipment operator at a pay rate of $26.78 per hour effective March 3rd, 2019.
Second.
Any board comments or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? We pass unanimously. Thank you.
Move the adoption of a resolution to approve the hiring of Harry Crowell as a Labor 1 winger at a pay rate of $18 per hour effective February 27th, 2019.
Second.
Any board comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Any abstentions? We pass unanimously. Thank you. Where's the adoption of the following resolution? Let's see. I will read it in its entirety. Whereas pursuant, the town of Cicero solicited bid responses to a duly published bid request for the purchase of a 5-ton bridge crane for use by the Highway Department, and whereas copies of the bid specifications have been provided to the board and are on file with the town clerk, and whereas the town received 2 responses to the bid request as follows. Beaton Industries Incorporated, $119,875, and 2 Material Handling Technologies, $92,990. It is hereby resolved that the contract is hereby awarded to Material Handling Technologies as the lowest responsible bidder for the sum of $92,990. This resolution also authorizes the supervisor to execute any and all necessary documents to complete the transaction. Any and all bid documents have been reviewed and approved by the town's insurance carrier, Haler, Fryer & Kuhn, and Robert Germain, town attorney.
Second.
Any board comments?
He beat you to it.
There being no board comments, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Any abstentions? We pass unanimously. Thank you. There are no discussion items tonight, unless anybody has anything. There being none, we'll now move to public input. Would anyone like to address that?
Am I allowed to address? I've got 2 questions. Chet Kaczynski, Highland Road. I just noticed on item 12, does Harry have experience as a winger? I'm just curious.
I don't know.
He worked for the play, I believe he worked for that play.
It's kind of odd. I applied for the job too, but I just haven't got a call yet, and it just kind of struck me as being funny. How all of a sudden, I applied back in October, and I don't get called, and
But we can tell you why you didn't get called if you want everyone to know.
why don't you tell me?
Would you like to discuss it publicly or privately?
It's the only way I talk to you anyhow. I don't trust you any other way. But let's get to this though.
No. I'll be happy to answer your question why you're not called as a winger. You see, the foreman came to me and said that you were causing problems in the shop. That you were saying, I'm just telling you what I was told. And that you were, well, okay, well, you can believe it or not believe it, but that's what I was told. And that you were saying derogatory things about the highway department foreman and the highway superintendent.
That is the most outrageous thing I've ever heard in my life. And
Yeah,
I'm calling you a liar.
You're a liar.
Wow.
You're a liar. So you can take it up with them. But that's what I was told. And
I know the foreman
Okay.
and I know the
have
supervisor.
Mr. Kaczynski, have a nice day.
Let me
That's
ask
what
you
we were
about
told.
this though. I cannot understand how you, the town supervisor, if you want to go one-on-one, would allow an individual to be involved with the town of Cicero that makes derogatory statements that I cannot even believe when I read them. People that hate minorities, hate Muslims, hate the gay community, make points about porn stars, terrorists being allowed into the United States of America in open arms and diamond bets at the taxpayer. What the heck is going on in this town?
What are you talking about?
How can you allow that to be
Mr. Kaczynski,
here?
I have not seen that, so I don't know what you're referring to.
There you go.
But I can tell you one thing. We don't allow that kind of behavior, and that's why you're not working here.
You know what? You've got to be the most ridiculous individual I've ever dealt with in 16 years as a town supervisor. And just remember one thing, Mr. Supervisor. You're the politician. You better be careful how you talk to me or I'll see you in court.
I'm sure you're running for office, sir. Anyone else?
It has nothing to do with it.
There being no one else, then I will end public discussion. Make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
We are adjourned.
Where is this? I got that. Helicopter. Oh, okay. So where are they flying? Out of Oahu or where? Yeah. Ship? Yep. Or where?